to the Fourth and Long Fantasy Football Show with Corey and Justin. Here they are, the Fourth and Long Fantasy Brothers.
Hello and welcome in to the Fourth and Long Fantasy Football Show, a special film review episode. I am Corey, and as you can probably tell, we're going to talk about one of my favorite running backs in the National Football League and someone who I think is a fantasy gem, Mr. Ronald Jones. Now, the consensus out there is probably that owning Ronald Jones in fantasy in 2020 was a bit frustrating, but I was a big owner of Ronald Jones this past year, and in every league where I had him, I ended up in the fantasy football playoffs. Now, Rojo didn't do that alone, but I do have to say I think he was a big part of it. What may have seemed like an unproductive and frustrating fantasy year due to some injury concerns and some very questionable benching decisions by his coaching staff, it actually turned out to be a very, very productive season for him from a fantasy perspective, and he was startable more than not. So I'm not going to lie, there's a good amount of this film when you go over Ronald Jones's 2020 fantasy season, where he runs hard, but he runs hard right into the backs of his linemen and right into oncoming tacklers. And any running scheme like this isn't going to get you very far. But every Bucs running back had this type of film, and obviously this is not what excites me about what Rojo could be. But what I am excited about, I'll be able to show you in some of the clips we're going to go over today. Now, this big clip is one that you'll probably all remember, his 98-yard touchdown run against Carolina. And what you want to see here is the vision he has, the decisive cut he makes, how he's able to make a tackler miss, and then make his way to the end zone for a touchdown. This was a big fantasy day for Ronald Jones, and I'm not showing this to tell you that he's a burner, because he is not. He almost got caught right there. But the moves he makes are really, really encouraging and show a greater story of what Ronald Jones can do. Here's one of my favorite Ronald Jones plays throughout the season. As you can see, he's set up right next to Tom in the shotgun, and when he gets the ball on a 1st and 20, he's able to make a man miss and then rumble ahead, regaining speed and finishing this run with power and finesse. Here's two back-to-back runs against the Chargers, and as you watch Ronald Jones run within the scheme here, you can see he makes decisive cuts, he stays up, and he fights through tacklers whenever possible. I see tremendous contact balance in Ronald Jones, and I see a vision that is underrated. Again, here you're going to see that he's going to find the open lane, and he's going to fight for the yardage that he knows he can get. Again, he knows what he is, and he knows what he's not. He's not Saquon Barkley. He's not Alvin Kamara, but he's going to get you tough yards when needed. In this touchdown run against the Panthers, you're going to see another decisive cut, power as he stiff arms away the defender, and a great finish to his first touchdown of the NFL season. On the replay here, you're going to see just how impressive that is, to make the cut outside and to shove off the defender who he knows he's stronger than. Really impressive run by Ronald Jones. So if he doesn't look like Saquon Barkley to me, or he doesn't look like Alvin Kamara to me, who does he look like? Well, Ronald Jones reminds me a lot of Mark Ingram. And while that may not seem like a compliment these days, you have to think back to what Mark Ingram looked like when he was Kamara's old teammate in New Orleans. Mark Ingram was known as being a decisive runner, not the best cutter, not the most athletic guy on the field, but a powerful back who could take it into the end zone on a moment's notice. On this replay that you'll see right here of Mark Ingram running in it against the LA Rams, you're going to see Ingram get the ball in space. Doesn't make the best cut in the world, but it's a decisive one. Finds a hole, makes a tackler miss, and rumbles into the end zone. In what is my favorite play of the season from Ronald Jones, you're going to see similar things. He's going to get the ball in space. He's going to turn it upfield. He's going to make a tackler miss with amazing balance along the sidelines. Ronald Jones is going to be a fun fantasy asset for the 2021 season, and look out for a very promising future from this Tampa Bay running back.
Royalty-free music courtesy of Ben Sound. The views and opinions expressed on today's episode are that of the Fourth and Long Fantasy Football Show. Remember to like and subscribe.